Let's go. Listen, this is exactly what I would do if I haven't done any fitness in the past year or 10 years. If I'm 100 pounds overweight and I haven't been moving at all, I am going to radically simplify this for you. It's going to be effective. It's going to work. And I just wouldn't doubt if you lost 20 to 30 to 50 pounds in just the next few months with this extremely simple and effective approach. Remember, this is for the people who haven't done anything. Let's check it out. The first thing I want to do is just start simple. You need to build a nutrition plan that works for you. The foundation of all good nutrition plans, if you ask me, is protein. You need to be protein dominant. So if I were overweight, the first thing I would look at is how much protein am I eating? 100%, and maybe that's a high number, maybe it's 99.999% of every overweight client I worked with was eating anywhere from 50 to 70 grams of protein per day. They thought they were eating more, 150, 200, they wasn't. So you're gonna need to track your protein just to see how much protein you're getting in per day. If I were you, today, tomorrow, I would just go ahead and eat my regular meals and I would track it. I would just take a picture of it, use ChatGPT, your Gronk, MyFitnessPal, whatever. It's gonna give you a rough estimate of what it is, or you can go ahead and put in exactly what you have. Then you're gonna have an idea. Oh, I'm eating 50 grams of protein. Oh, I'm eating 70 grams of protein. Then adjust accordingly. If your goal weight is 200 pounds, if your goal weight is 185 pounds, you want to eat 1 gram of protein per body weight. What about carbohydrates? Are carbs the enemy? Absolutely, carbs are not the enemy. But what the enemy is you eating junk food all the time. And often that is carbohydrates. It's really hard for the everyday person to eat 200 grams of protein. Way harder than you think. Way harder to eat 185 grams of protein. You have to prioritize it. You're gonna have a hard time getting it in just by doing spaghetti with your family in the evenings. You're not gonna get the protein in. So with that being said, I would adjust my focus. I would be focusing only on eating protein. Can you have carbs after? Absolutely, totally fine. But focus on eating protein. Start there. If you have room, eat some carbohydrates after, totally fine. Not encouraging keto, but I am encouraging to be protein dominant. If I look at my plate, the majority of it should just be protein. Hey, pro tip here, if you have avocado oil or butter, those add up. An avocado oil, 1 tablespoon, which is really easy to get, is 120 calories. 3 of them is 360 calories. You're getting a whole lot of extra calories through oils, and people are consuming way more fats than they think, so be checking out for that. Right off there, that little picture, chicken, eggs, Greek yogurt, man, those are super easy grabs for protein. All my fitness bros always make up 1 pound of ground beef. They have it almost every single day. They make a few pounds up just to have it in the refrigerator. Next, add more steps to your day. You need to check your baseline. Look at your phone. If you've been carrying your phone around, see how many steps you're getting. If not, I have the Coros watch. I love the Coros watch. I think you should get it. It has a great interface for the app. I'm not sponsored by them. I just like the watch. Then you start simply adding 2,000 to 4,000 steps per day. That's literally just 1 or 2 walks a day. How do I find time for that? Well, first check your screen time. If you have no time, if you spend 10 hours a day on your phone, right there is your time. Get up, go for a quick 15-20 minute walk in the morning. Another way to get steps in is if you're on calls, go for walks while you're on calls. The next is get a treadmill that you get for your house. It's like a walking pad. And I like to have the one with the handles, especially if you're just starting out. You don't want to fall over, so maybe get the one with the handle. Don't hold the handle, but it will help support you in the process. And just go for a walk while you're getting your coffee going in the morning, and you can just walk right there on your treadmill. It's crazy, 10-15 minutes on that thing, you're gonna have an extra 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 steps. So it adds up. And essentially what we're doing here is just we're making this a routine. We're making this a habit. We're training you to be an active lifestyle. Once you start intuitively becoming more active in your lifestyle, everything else just gets a whole lot easier. Like right now, you've formed the habit, you've built the habit to be sedentary. And I'm encouraging you and I'm influencing you to be more active in your lifestyle. And that alone, while having protein in the mix, a lot of protein in the mix, probably in relation to what you're currently eating, is going to deliver exponential results that are sustainable. It's also really easy on your body, just going for some extra walks. Notice I didn't say running. I'm going to talk about that in a second. Notice I didn't say going to the gym either. I'm just talking about getting moving, getting that body moving, and being a little bit more intentional and focused on what's coming into your mouth. And next, keep your workouts simple. few months ago, it's actually over a year ago now, a year and a half, almost 2 years ago, my RV guy, Larry, who does like some work for me, he's like, dude, I'm overweight by 100 pounds. What should I do for my fitness? And I told him this, what I told you about the protein. You got to eat more protein. He's like, I can eat as much steak and beef as I want, as much as you want, man. And he told me, he's like, yo, dude, I started doing that. And then I started doing the workouts you told me. You know what workouts I told him to do? I said, just go ahead and do some push-ups, do some squats, or just go to the gym if you want to go to the gym. And he's like, well, what do I do? Squat, bench, deadlift? I said, no, don't even worry about that. Go find a machine, whatever machine you want to do. You can watch someone do it first, and then so you feel confident in doing it yourself. Then walk over and just do that machine for 3 or 4 sets. Just make sure the last couple reps are hard. What does that mean? You should almost be shaking a little bit on this last couple reps. That's what I told him to do. I said, on the days you can't get to the gym, if you don't want to go to the gym, just do push-ups and couch squats. He's like, how if I had to do my push-ups on my knees? I said, totally fine. It's nice to get a little yoga mat or do it on a pillow or a blanket, whatever, to help on your knees a little bit, and just do some push-ups. How many? Doesn't matter. Just make sure the last few reps are hard, take some break, and then continue to do it again, 15, 20 minutes. He goes, what are couch squats? I said, just sit on your couch and stand back up. Sit on your couch, stand back up. It's too simple, but it works, because what it does is it starts teaching your body to adapt to the training stimuluses. Now all of a sudden you're burning some extra calories. Notice I didn't say nothing about going for no runs. Notice I didn't say nothing about doing no crazy fitness plan. I'm just trying to get you moving a little bit. I'm trying to get you to bought into the process. My boy Larry did this. Larry lost like 75 pounds the last couple years on this exact simple and sustainable method. Next, these are the 2 exercises. Push-ups, you can modify them. Couch squats, simple, effective. Don't underestimate them. Do them. Just try the exercise. It doesn't matter your age, if you're 22 and overweight or 72 and overweight. These are 2 great exercises to start with. Here's what your weekly schedule should look like. Working out 4 days per week. So 15 to 20 minutes. I'm not asking for an hour. If you want to go to the gym to make it a habit, do it. I love it. But don't worry about it. Don't think as the gym as a necessity, because what it ends up being is now all of a sudden getting to the gym, getting through that front door becomes a higher barrier to entry. I want to remove all unnecessary barriers keeping me from my fitness. All of them. As many unnecessary barriers that have been placed in front of you for your fitness, I'm trying to help you remove them. So for your nutrition, you're like, well, how do I count my macros and how I do? There's all these barriers. I'm like, dude, just eat more protein. Well, or carbs bad. Don't even worry about carbs. Just track your protein for 2 or 3 days, see what you're eating, and then the next 2 or 3 days, track your protein to get up to 185, 200 grams of protein per desired body weight, and eat that first. And then after that, if you're still hungry, have some fruit, have some whatever, have some extra calories. It doesn't really matter after that, because you're going to realize that you're not going to be all that hungry. So what I'm trying to do here is remove these barriers to get you moving, to get you being intentional with the foods that you're eating, and to start baking in more fitness into your day-to-day life. On the days that you're not doing your push-ups or your squats or going to the gym, dude, just walk more. Like, use that 20-30 minutes to go for a walk, to walk on your standing treadmill that you bought off Amazon for $200-300. So walk around the neighborhood, start conquering the elements, especially if you live somewhere like in northern, Midwest type vibes. You're going to want to conquer the elements, and you just go out there, you bundle up, and you do a 20-30 minute walk in the cold, and mentally, dude, you're going to feel so strong and so powerful, because just last week you were sitting on your couch saying, oh, that's not for me. So let's remove these unnecessary barriers to your fitness to start getting them in. I want to send you guys a ton of love, a ton of encouragement. This works if you work, and I truly believe that you can get a ton of results just by starting here. Do this for 4, 6, 8, 10 weeks, and then you lose 10, 15, 20 pounds, more than likely, maybe more, maybe less, it doesn't matter. But as long as you start forming these habits, and then we can discuss what it looks like for you to start having a more specific training plan, more accountability, adjusting your nutrition specifically. You can get there once you already get in process. There's that Abe Lincoln quote. I love it. It's like, give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I spend the first 4 sharpening the axe. I'm like, hell yeah, brother. Thinking smart, that's great. But what ends up happening is it creates a barrier to entry. What ends up happening is a lot of y'all just be procrastinating, trying to find the most optimal plan, the best plan for you. It's all procrastination. You give me 6 hours to cut down a tree, I'm gonna spend the first 45 minutes swinging the axe like hell, just to see. It might just be sharp enough to chop down a tree. If not, I'll know how to adjust. At least I never get beat by procrastination. Don't lose to procrastination. Jump in the game today. Sending you a ton of love. Peace.